Hey, Future Frost here. It's been a while, but I'm back with another data pack for the Origins mod. Today I'm going to be going over my latest origin, the Tiltkin. As always, the link to the data pack will be down in the description. This is one of the bigger projects I've worked on, so I would greatly appreciate it if you took a second while you're down in the description to like and subscribe. It's free and it helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. It's also just a huge motivator to keep making content and data packs for you all. While you're down in the description, there will also be a link to my Discord server. My Discord server is a great place to report bugs, ask questions, get notifications for new uploads, and even suggest your own origin for me to make. In fact, the origin we'll be going over today was suggested for me to make by Uzu Neuro. I hope I said that right. Over on my Discord server. My Discord server is a pretty small community and I've been trying to grow it, so I would love for you to stop by. Speaking of stopping by, about an hour or two after this video goes up, I'll be going live over on Twitch. I'll be playing some of the origin in this video. Stop by and check it out. And if you're watching this long after I uploaded this, check out my Twitch anyway. Who knows? I might be live. Anyway, I hope I didn't lose too many of you with that intro. Let's move on to the origin. So, what is a Tiltkin? Tiltkin are more than mere brewers. They are crooked caretakers of the Tilted Tavern, a lopsided pocket of reality where the ale is strong and the shadows stronger. Their domain is a place of slanted hearths and tilted morals, where every mug runneth over, sometimes with things that shouldn't be drunk. The air hums with half-remembered drinking songs, and the chandelier sways to a wind that doesn't exist. Now, that was mostly lore text and didn't really describe much of the origin. So in some simpler terms, the origin revolves around teleporting into your special Tilted Tavern dimension, calling upon your keg to brew up special alcohols that apply unique effects to all players, not just those with the Tiltkin origin. The changes this origin itself makes are rather tame. I consider this origin to only have an impact of 1, meaning it doesn't alter the progression of the game in any meaningful way. The alcohols that the origin can make, on the other hand, are a little more impactful. We'll get into what the alcohols are in a separate video, linked in the description, and probably at the end of this video as well. Before that though, stick around for a moment while we go more in depth with the origin. Starting with the primary ability of the origin, we have the Grinning Threshold. You open the Grinning Threshold, its hinges stretching like a cat's yawn, and step into your Tilted Tavern, dragging those nearby along with you. The floor greets you with a familiar slant, the firelight flickering in ways that defy geometry. This ability is indisputably the most important in the origin. Without it, most of what you can do is just not possible. Peeling back all the fancy wording though, what this ability means that you will be able to teleport in and out of a special dimension, the Tilted Tavern. The dimension is comprised of a single floating island, sitting at a skew. Resting on this island, you will find a custom structure, the tavern the dimension is named after. Pairing up with this ability is the next ability, Last Call. With a resonant clunk, the tavern firmly escorts all patrons out. Those who resist find their legs moving on their own, stepping through the door as if carried by an unseen tide. Summing this ability up, the player will sneak while using their primary inside of the Tilted Tavern. Again, that primary is the Grinning Threshold we just went over, but while sneaking to perform this ability. And what this will do is, instead of just teleporting themselves out, it will force all entities in the dimension out into the dimension they were when they were originally pulled in. Now that we have established the systems used to enter and exit the tavern, you may be asking, what can you do in this dimension? Besides being a great place to set up base and make your home inside the tavern structure, within this realm you will also be able to summon your keg using your aptly named ability, Tiltkin's Keg. A Tiltkin's Keg seeps from the darkness, its wooden ribs creaking like a waking beast. The Tiltkin's Keg, as the name implies, is your brewing crucible. Check your advancements to see what brews you can concoct. Upon using this ability, as I said before, you will summon your Tiltkin's Keg. Doing so will destroy your previous keg, though the items that may be in it will not be lost, simply dropped. Using this keg, you can place specific combinations of items inside to brew special alcohols that will provide the player with unique effects. Again, the alcohols and their effects will be in a separate video, linked in the description. Now that we are done with the active abilities, we'll be moving on to the passive modifiers. To start, we have Iron Liver. Poisons, mere seasoning. Curses, they glide off you like rainwater. Your blood is half distilled already, and your veins hum with the tavern's defiance. This modifier is rather simple. All this modifier does for you is make you completely immune to slowness, mining fatigue, weakness, poison, and withering. Moving forward, the next modifier in the origin is Swift as a Pouring Tap. You move with the liquid ease of a spilled drink, the very air parting for you like patrons before a brawl. Stairs tilt to meet your feet, and doors creak open just in time. This is another simple modifier. With it, you will find that you will move significantly faster, 1.5 times the speed of a normal player. And moving on to a slightly more complex modifier, we have Tavern's Warmth. The hearth's glow mends your wounds and soothes aches. Those who linger too long start forgetting why you would ever leave. With this modifier, you will find that all players who find themselves in the Tilted Tavern will be granted significant health regeneration. I will note that this does not apply to mobs, so you are free to bring livestock into the dimension for farming. Similarly to this modifier, the next modifier also applies to all players within the tavern, the next modifier being the walls have teeth. The tavern tolerates no violence, blades dull mid-swing, spells fizzle like damp fuses, and those who strike the bar find their hands stuck fast to the wood. The shadows bite back. What this modifier means is that players who are not Tiltkin will be unable to attack or even break blocks. The tavern is intended to be a peaceful space, and those that try to breach that will find themselves unable to do damage, and instead taking slight damage for even attempting it. Now, with the positive and neutral modifiers covered, we'll be moving on to the negative modifiers, starting with the Coven's tab. Brew past midnight, and the haggard patrons you've stolen clients from send their debt collectors. Ghostly cats with eyes like frozen lanterns. You cannot blink, you cannot brew, you can barely even look away until they're dealt with, yowling back into the dark. This modifier ties back into the Tiltkin's keg brewing system, brewing between midnight and the start of a Minecraft day, so around when the sun rises will be completely disabled. In its place, you will find that when you interact with the Tiltkin's keg, a special cat entity will be spawned. This special cat entity will force you to look at it at random until it is dealt with. To remove the cat, either wait until day and it will automatically despawn, or simply walk up to it and attack it once and it will despawn. Moving on to the next negative modifier, we have the host's hands. Your fingers were made for pouring, not punching. Your strikes land as softly as a cork dropped in sawdust, though the tavern might lend you a hand if you're clever with a bottle. With this modifier, you will find that your attacks only deal 75% of the usual damage, though this modifier doesn't matter all too much, as most of the alcohols you can use will help you fill this missing damage through other means, like poison or fire. The last modifier of the origin, we have the Vanishing Latch. After taking damage, the threshold hiccups shut for 15 seconds. It'll return once it's finished laughing at you. This modifier is rather self-explanatory. Essentially, after taking any form of damage, you will be unable to use your abilities that allow you to teleport in and out of the tavern. After 15 seconds though, assuming you didn't take any damage during that time, you will be able to use the abilities again. So, that is all I have for you in this video. Again, the link to the Origin data pack will be in the description, and the link to the video going over all the unique alcohols and their effects will also be listed in the description. Other links in the description are Discord and Twitch. I'd love for you to stop by those. Again, I'll be going live in an hour or two after this video is up. If you have any other questions about the Origin, feel free to ask on my Discord server. And will you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. If you watched this far, I'm willing to bet you enjoyed watching it, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you could take a second to like, subscribe, and maybe even share the video with a friend. Alright, that's all I've got. I'll see you all next time.